Welcome to another episode on our channel. There are two ways that I typically use to try to figure out what to do in terms of creating things. And one is looking at what I have and just kind of brainstorming what it is could I make with what I have. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I get immobilized and I just really don't know where to go with something. And then sometimes something just pops into my head and I say to myself, I think I have enough stuff to make that. That's kind of what happened to me today. Woke up and I kind of thought of something and looked it up and got a better sense of how to go about making it and decided to make it. It kind of starts with a horse. And I showed you this horse before. I actually showed you two horses and how I made the horse. I used oxidized red for a chestnut-like look to the horse and some black spray paint to kind of give it some shading on the legs and so forth. Black paint on the mane and on the eye, and then the spray paint on the face. Came out great. I did an Appaloosa as well. And that came out okay. I wasn't totally thrilled with it, but it came out okay. But it still doesn't take away the fact that I have one too many horses, or maybe two too many horses, because I have enough horses to keep me happy in my collection. I just got these horses because they were cheap, and I knew I could make something out of them, and you guys might find it interesting. So I did. So the Appaloosa I was less in love with, and thought, well, maybe I can make something out of that. And so we'll pause and I'll show you what I came up with. So we'll be right back. So I was going to make a male centaur, Greek mythology, half man, half horse. And I didn't think I had all the elements to do that, but I thought I could make a female centaur. Didn't know if they existed. Apparently they do in Greek mythology. They're called Centauresses. So I decided I would try to make a female centaur. Now, I would love to make a male centaur as well, but I kind of want that seamless look. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't do the male. I don't think I can do it with the TBLeague body. It has the metal internal system and lots of trying to cut that thing in half and so forth. But I had a seamless female body, a smaller body, not TBLeague, and it's only seamless from the neck to the midsection. The arms are jointed and that sort of thing. So the legs came off very nicely. And she fit very nicely in the part that my husband was able to cut open. So she's kind of a conglomerate of many things. She's got some medieval stuff on her, some Spartan stuff, some Egyptian stuff. But I think she kind of looks rather cool. So yeah, it came off pretty good. And it was a body I didn't know how to use, because these bodies tend to be a little smaller than TBLeague bodies, so they don't have as much presence as a TBLeague body does. So here's where I think she has a presence as a Centauress. Apparently centaurs are Greek mythology. They're not evil. They're considered uncivilized, and they can become very unruly, chaotic, and destructive if they consume wine. So I guess that's their thing. They're strong. And she looks fierce. So we'll pause now and get her on a turn tray so you can see her from different angles. So to make this, my husband cut off the head and kept cutting it down until this head on this figure was about the same place where the horse head originally was. We thought that would give it good proportion. And then we trimmed it so that the horse would kind of line up with the body of the figure here. And then I filled in the holes or the crevices with Magic Sculpt, painted it black. But additionally, I put felt around the outside before putting the body in and super glued it to the inside of the horse. So when I would put the body in, it would be a nice snug fit and I wouldn't have to worry about her getting damaged because the felt would protect her from being damaged. So she's made up of several different eras. She has Egyptian here, and this was gold, but everything else is silver with black wash. So I had my husband paint the silver and I did the black wash on it so it would match. You know me and matching. I have to have matching. So this is Egyptian. I think the armor breastplate is or chest plate, I should say, is Spartan, and I think the shoulders, the armor and the shoulders are Spartan. The bracers are medieval and the hands are medieval. Now the hands were very silver, so I did a black wash to, again, so everything would be color coordinated. And I think it came out fairly well. So even though she's a combination of many things, to me, it flows. And the felt hides a multitude of sins if you're not great with Magic Sculpt. I was able to get it pretty good, but the felt, I think, does a great job to protect the body as well as make it look nicer. It almost looks like she has a little skirt on in addition to this Egyptian belt and design here in the front. So I think she looks good. Now, the only problem I see, but it'll be easy to fix, is when this was in Appaloosa, it had little not circles, but little patches of black paint on white in the hind area. And it looks like when we spray painted everything black, some of these pieces are still showing. I think you can see it there. So we'll probably have to sand it and repaint it. But that'll give us a chance to also add more definition to the horse as well. Because if you look at, for example, let me move this out of the way for a bit. If you look at this previous horse, it was oxidized red that had a chestnut look and then black spray paint up the legs. This takes away the flatness of a horse. And on the mouth area, it, just a little spray paint in select places gives more definition to the horse. It looks less flat. And to be honest, this horse is still looking flat. So I want to give it more definition. And that's where the paint can come in handy. She's easy to take out, so that can be done without damaging her. So we'll just go around so you can see her from different angles. And the other thing is the paint is very glossy. I'd rather have a flat paint on it. So there we go. Yeah. She turned out better than I expected, actually. So we'll pause now and get some tighter shots from here on up. The frustrating thing is we used flat black paint, but it came out glossy. And we didn't realize that the splotches would show up through the paint. So we're gonna have to repaint it. There's no way we can't, but she comes out very easily. It should be easy to do. I think what I would be tempted to do is make this color dark gray and then have shades of black coming up the legs. Just some texturizing in the leg area. So I think that's going to work. Yeah. So, but in the meantime, just know we know it's too glossy. It's not flat enough. And these splotches are here, very frustrating. Didn't expect that to happen, but apparently, yeah, you can't cover everything with spray paint. And I ran out of felt, darn it, in the back. So I had to use a couple pieces here. But no one's going to see the back except you guys. And actually, that should be glued together or sewn together. But I wanted to keep it loose in case I needed to take her out, put her back in. I didn't want it to be overly tight so I could position her the way I saw it would work out best. So there she is. All right. And the felt actually looks like she's wearing a skirt underneath this pharaoh type of thing going on. So her hair started out as a lighter brown, but I wanted to darken it, so I used some a spray hair color to darken her hair. I think it looks better, but there are still some streaks there, so she's kind of a modern woman, despite having pieces on her from different eras. So we'll just go side to side so you can see a little more. There you go. The only thing I really feel compelled to change with this creation is the color of the horse and the fact that it's so glossy, even though it was a flat paint that was used. So I think I want to go for a dark, real dark gray, and then some black spray up the legs to give it a little more definition, less flatness, so you can see more details. And then I will call it quits. So yeah, and it'll be easy to do. Like I said before, she's easy to take out. We can do the horse and get her back in with no problems. So here's one last look at our figure. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.